Hey, it's Joe Zarzaur here with Dr. Malone. Dr. Malone is a board-certified internal medicine physician that helps the firm and consults with us on all of our medical issues, which is most every case since it's a personal injury firm. In any event, today we're here to talk about condo/rental injuries and liability. So we're in Florida, obviously. We have an office in Destin. We have an office in Pensacola. And those, Destin particularly, but Pensacola also has a very aggressive Department of our Chamber of Commerce that is always targeting rental properties. And Destin especially is pretty much entirely an economy based on people coming in and renting a unit, a condo, a house, an apartment for a week or 2 weeks on vacation. And so many people have questions. Well, what if something happens to me? And I'll give you an example of cases that we have in the office. Somebody's on a deck at a rental house on the beach, and there are some boards that are missing. And at one night, somebody steps on the area where the boards are missing, and they fall through the deck and they break their leg. We've also had cases where there's door jambs that are not finished all the way, and there's little brass pieces that catch the latch on the door, and they're sticking out too far from the door jamb, and kids, they just happen to be right at a kid's height, and they'll grab a kid's ear and rip it almost off their head. Those are the kind of things that happen on vacation you're not expecting, right? And so you might think, well, if that happened to me and I was on vacation and I was at somebody's house, well, automatically the person that owns that place or manages it is liable, right? No, that's not the case, actually. Just because an injury occurs on somebody else's property does not make the homeowner or the management company liable automatically. You have to actually prove that the homeowner had some kind of notice of the event or the dangerous condition, hazard, or that they should have had notice. Many times these injuries occur and people don't want their vacation to be ruined, so they think that if they just treat it at home, it doesn't make it as bad. In other words, we'll just get by, we'll just put some Band-Aids, go to the drugstore, fix it. And they don't go to the hospital. And so I wanted to bring Dr. Malone into this conversation about why it's important to not try to self-treat injuries, even if you're on vacation, away from your primary doctors, away from your pediatrician, or away from the town where you feel comfortable driving. Mm-hmm. Tell everyone why it's important to make sure that they get medical care, even if they're away from their home.
Well, as Joe referenced, just a couple of those anecdotes as far as injuries. Those are examples where temporize it, enjoy your vacation, but you kind of forget the greater scope of it all, where wow, this is something that's not going to heal as well as it should if we didn't get stitches or whatever. And you think about it, okay, we're going to go to the ER or urgent care, and we're going to sit there for an hour doing this and another hour for doing that, and then we're going to get home and be in traffic, and there goes a half a day of our 5 days that we have left. And yes, that's a big segment of time, but believe it or not, that is the exact reason why urgent cares and emergency departments exist. So that is their bread and butter, and they're used to seeing those kind of injuries or those kind of situations, or any combination where someone's from out of town, they don't have a doctor, and being able to piece together their medical history. The emergency departments here are, again, expert at that. You plant yourself somewhere else in the country where there's not a big transient vacation type community, and these physicians are a little bit more tunnel vision or into saying, okay, who's your primary care provider? We're going to have to talk to them. Here, I've noticed, and I can say this because I've practiced in a couple of different parts of the country, where these physicians are better at going on the fly and saying, let's deal with what's pertinent at this time, and let's get you taken care of now. They're not going to go down all these different paths and, again, ruin the rest of your vacation. Okay, we need to keep you in the hospital for useless stuff. It's deal with the acute issue now so you don't have worse problems later.
And the other thing is you're on vacation, and many times the way I look at it is vacation is about 90% mental and 10% physical. And if you spend the rest of the vacation wondering if you should have gone to the doctor and worry that you didn't go to the doctor, especially if you're a child, you're going to not be on vacation. So, you may spend 4 hours in the emergency department of some hospital, but at least for the rest of the time that you're down here, are visiting the Gulf Coast, you can at least have that mental vacation and the security to think, all right, well, they did everything they could and they've told me what I need to do. Obviously, the legal side of this is holding the management company and or owner responsible. Those are things that you can talk to with our firm or any firm if you decide to talk with a firm about it. You can find us on the web at zarzaurlaw.com. You can call us on the telephone, old-fashioned way, at 855-HIRE-JOE. Most important thing to remember is get the medical care you need first. If there's a legal case and there's a serious enough injury, that is certainly something that we or another firm could look at for you.
And then I'll add, is being a steward to your own health, if you do seek care for yourself or a loved one, and you're not from this area, get the records. When you're at the hospital, ask, it won't be the doctor that knows how to do this, ask one of the clerical folks there, what's the number to your records department? I'll be calling them next week to get my information, because you're going to be following up with a doctor somewhere else who's going to be saying, what happened? Where did you go? What did they give you? So get those records so that you can take useful information back home with you.
That's a really good point. Thank you very much.